Hi, I'm Scott Carlson with BRIX Real Estate, your local Twin Cities real estate agent. And I'm talking with more and more first-time home buyers that are confused about the process, confused about who to speak to first to kind of get things started and get things moving along. Well, it doesn't really matter if you talk to a local Twin Cities loan officer or a full-time real estate agent like myself. The most important thing is that you have that conversation and that you reach out and kind of get things going. Because if you talk to the loan officer first, they're going to want to talk about your budget and the type of loan. The same thing with me or another full-time real estate agent. They're going to direct you to a loan officer because the biggest thing is that we need to know your budget. What is the max amount that you can go up to? Now, it doesn't mean that we want to go up to your max. Whatever it is, we want to make sure that you're comfortable with it because you're going to be making that payment for the next, X number of years. So it's got to be something that you can, go to sleep at night without worrying about. So we want to make sure whatever that monthly payment is that you're comfortable. But we got to find out what is your budget. Now, along with that, we also need to find out what kind of loan is it that you got approved for. Was it conventional, FHA, VA, rural development? Those all have different requirements that come with them. So, for example, I was talking to somebody recently that was FHA approved, and they wanted to see this rehab home. Well, I sat down with them and we talked, and it was like, okay, I understand that you like this location, but look at the home. It's got missing carpet. It's got water intrusion. It's got peeling, chipping paint on the outside. There was a laundry list of things that needed to be taken care of. And this buyer was really only focused on the price of the home, not the rest of the stuff that came with it. They were solely focused on that they could afford this price and it was in their desired location. When we really need to step back and look at the full picture, because the last thing that I want to do is get somebody into a bad situation. Now, with them having FHA and all of this stuff that needed to be done, there was no way that they could move forward, because when you get to the appraisal portion of purchasing, all of that stuff's going to get called out and it's all going to have to be addressed, aka taken care of, before you can close on the home. So the peeling, chipping paint, the health and safety hazards, all of that stuff has to get done for an FHA loan. So you can see that it's really important that you find out what type of loan along with your budget so we can spend time looking at the right homes and not waste time looking at the wrong homes. Now, when you're out there, you start off and you're starting, to look online, Zillow and Realtor.com, Redfin, all these sites that are out there are great for starting off when you're just kind of starting to see what you like. But when you get to the point where you want to move forward and you want to actually purchase something, you want to then transition to the MLS. And a full-time real estate agent like myself could get you set up on that, where you'd have how many beds, how many baths, garage, the location, of course your budget, so you really can, make sure that you're looking at the right homes. Now, also with that, when we get out there the first time, it's not about writing offers. It's not about getting this home under contract. It's about doing an exploratory tour and seeing what your money will get you, seeing what you like, don't like, because you can only tell so much from a picture, but until you get out there and actually see the home in person, you can't really tell, is this something that you're really excited about or not? And I've had it happen more times than not where people would be like, oh, this is the one, we got to go see this one. We go look at it and they're like, oh my God. They're like, the pictures, is this the same home? And you have to realize that the sellers are having professional pictures taken, and the pictures are at an angle and they're doing different things to make them really stand out. So especially as a first-time home buyer, you want to, be looking at those pictures and just not clicking through quickly. And I also do that as well before we go take a look at, any homes, depending on, your loan type. You also want to be thinking about your time frame. Are you on a lease? Are you living with family? For example, if you're on a lease, are you on month to month? Are you on 6 months? Are you on a year? When is the lease up? Because if you're on a month to month, that works great. But if you're on a year lease and you just signed it, say, 3-4 months ago, it's way too early to start looking at homes. But if you're getting towards the end of your lease, that's a great time. I would say anywhere from 60 to 90 days towards the end of your lease, you want to start getting out there and looking, so we can find the right home for you that's going to be the right fit, that's going to meet your budget. Because the last thing we want to have happen is you find a home that's the perfect fit and you fall in love with it, and you have a lease that's going for another 6 months, and you have to try to figure out, how can I break this lease? Sometimes it can be done, but other times it can't. So we want to make sure that we know your full situation so we can best prepare to get you into the best situation possible. If I can be of help, please don't hesitate to reach out. This is Scott Carlson with BRIX Real Estate, your local Twin Cities real estate agent. Thank you.